Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Taste and Bloom Kitchen. Today, I'm doing something just a bit different. Yes, we are cooking, but I'm going to share with you some of my struggles as a creative content creator. I describe myself as creative because if you've been following my channel for a while, or if you are a bit observant, you realize that sometimes I try as much as possible to bring you recipes that have not been brought onto these YouTube streets ever, or try and recreate certain recipes and add some important or different ingredients if you like, and then make something out of it. So, in my quest to be unique, of course, I ran into some bit of challenges, and today I'm going to be sharing some of them. So, first of all, I am a new mom. Yes, this is my third baby, but she's still a newborn, if I may say so. Or is it 3 months? They call it an infant, right? Okay. But one challenge I'm facing right now is that I have to run with her timetable. So, most of the time, I wait for her to fall asleep before I create my videos. So if I'm blessed with about 2 hours of nap, then I can film one or two recipes, okay? Unless, of course, maybe I'm preparing supper or something like that. On this particular day, I sought out to make plantain tortillas. Yes. So as you saw earlier, I cooked the plantains in just water, okay? And I still had the peels on because most of the time that's how I cook my plantain. And I wanted these tortillas to be a little bit on the sweeter side. So I combined the green plantains, that's the unripe ones, and then the ripe ones, okay. And as you can see, I am cutting the cooked plantain into my food processor and I'm going to blend or process this to become sort of like a dough. I added in some salt and some sunflower oil. So if you're in Ghana, you know this is plantain season, and we have some plantains in our backyard. So recently we've been harvesting quite a number. So I decided that, oh, let me just try different plantain recipes, okay? And this is one of the things I decided to do. So of course, I did my research and everything. I'm like, let me just try it this way and see. So as you can see, I'm using my food processor to make the plantain into a dough. So the aim is to get a sticky consistency, but not something like fufu, if you get what I mean, okay. But just so you know, right, when you're making tortillas or flour tortillas, obviously you need flour, okay. And flour is not in a sticky state. You have to add water and then some oil to be able to get to that consistency. But I said that let me be daring a bit and use the plantain in its raw state rather than maybe plantain flour. And then let's see how it goes. So this is me creating balls out of the dough I made. And then still at this point, it's not Vim Day, okay? And then I got out my parchment paper because the dough was too sticky, okay? So it was going to help me roll out my plantain into my tortillas. And then I did the first roll and I realized that I had a deformed tortilla, as you can see. So I pulled it back together and then tried again with the same rolling pin. And you know what? As I progressed, I realized that I could do this in other forms as well. Even without the rolling pin, you're going to see that very soon. If you're new here, my name is Yasmi, okay? And this is my kitchen taste and bloom. Please consider subscribing and joining this amazing blooming family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch me. As you can see at this point, I had ditched the rolling pin and just using my palm to press and look at how it looked. It was better than the rolling pin, okay. And then later on, I was like, okay, I've seen people create these rounded shapes with heavy objects. So I went ahead to use the plates that I had my plantain balls on earlier. And then I pressed it down and look at it still looked good. I was like, I was wasting my time with this rolling pin. Up until this point, I had way more. I went ahead to spray my non-stick pan with some oil and then went ahead to fry. And then I realized that the thing was still soft. In my head, I thought that at this point it would have firmed up a bit to mimic the tortilla or flour tortillas that I know, okay. But up until this point, I was getting kind of discouraged. I was like, let me just stop filming. It was at that point that the idea of my struggle came to mind. Okay, I said, let me finish filming and then I'll tell my story. So, of course, I went ahead to take a thumbnail and still shot the video just in case in the future I decided to try this thing again. Okay, then I went ahead, I said, let me just use it for two recipes. Hmm. So the first one was the plantain with some fried egg, and then sort of like making like a sandwich or something like that, but with the plantain tortillas. I'm still going to call it that way, okay? And then the second method, I said, oh, let me just put one plantain tortilla down, spread my stew on it, and then add some fish flakes, and then put another one on top. And to be honest, I had to eat this. And I did not regret it, but it was not the outcome that I was expecting. But of course, it was still edible and very delicious. So, though I considered this to be a failed attempt at the plantain tortilla recipe, I still got an outcome that was edible and still looked good. So, will my struggles stop me? Of course not. I'll keep thriving. But if you liked this video, I hope you're also encouraged in whatever activity you find yourself doing, and be sure not to get discouraged. I'll certainly try this recipe another time using probably different ingredients and maybe different methods of cooking, and I'll see what the outcome is. I hope you are inspired by this video and I give you a glimpse of how my day looks like as a content creator. Please like, share when you are done watching, and leave a comment down below. And let's keep this family growing. And until I meet you again, keep blooming.